BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips for low, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurging, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? $2 coke, it might be. Intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga?
Go. Yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips for low, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurging, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? $2 coke, it might be. Intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga?
Go. Yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu. Really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new broom. Call it community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around to bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hiding me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga?
Go. Yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still taping them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pumped. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoking, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do voodoo. I was supposed to be out here, they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu. Really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new broom. Call it community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around to bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hiding me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga?
Go. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still taping them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pumped. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoking, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do voodoo. I was supposed to be out here, they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu. Really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new broom. Call it community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm no one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? $2 cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lane. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
A sound at location. So when opening the door, get actor location. And I'm gonna use this enter simulate sound. And here I'm just gonna copy this. Enters the range of any interactable action system. So when opening the door,
Imagine being able to build the tool you need just by thinking about it. Meet base.
welcome back everyone to part 3 of our interaction system series. And in this part, we will be building our player interaction actor component. This is the component that will contain all of the logic required to allow our player to interact with objects in the world. Actor components are an essential building block when creating systems in Unreal Engine. So if you want to learn more about them in detail, I have a full video describing the component design pattern, so check it out if you want to learn how to write maintainable code. We'll also be adding an interact animation, and we will also be using the enhanced input system instead of hard coding our key bindings. As always, the full project files are available to download on my Patreon, and you'd be supporting me a great deal by checking it out. Now, let's get started. Alright, so the first step is to create the actor component. So I'm going to go into my interaction system folder here, right-click new blueprint class, and click on actor component. And I'm just going to call this the player interaction component. And then we open it up. It looks like a normal blueprint. But before we start adding anything here, the second step is to use this actor component. And the way we use it is, I'm gonna go to my player character, so this is the third person character. And just like we have a character movement component here, I'm gonna add a new component and search for the one I just created. And I'll find player interaction component. So adding an actor component to blueprint adds additional functionality to this blueprint. So just like adding character movement component gives this character movement, and then you have a whole bunch of things to configure here. Same with the player interaction component. The only difference is right now this is empty and it's not doing anything. So we want to move all of the logic related to interaction from our player class to this actor component. And the reason we do this is to separate the logic of the player pawn from the logic search for the one I just created. Print class and then start it. Alright, so the first step is to create the actor component. So I'm gonna go into my interaction system folder here, right-click new blueprint class, and click on actor component. And I'm just gonna call this the player interaction component. And then we open it up. It looks like a normal blueprint. But before we start adding anything here, the second step is to use this actor component. And the way we use it is, I'm gonna go to my player character, so this is the third person character. And just like we have a character movement component here, I'm gonna add a new component and search for the one I just created. And I'll find player interaction component. So adding an actor component to blueprint adds additional functionality to this blueprint. So just like adding character movement component gives this character movement, and then you have a whole bunch of things to configure here. Same with the player interaction component. The only difference is right now this is empty and it's not doing anything. So we want to move all of the logic related to interaction from our player class to this actor component. And the reason we do this is to separate the logic of the player pawn from the logic of the player interaction. That way we can build them in isolation, which makes it a lot easier to maintain and reuse. And I will be showing you how as we progress in this series. Alright, and now let's start moving this logic to the player interaction component. And in the previous tutorial, I purposefully built all of this here in the third person character to show you the difference between what it looks like to add the same pieces of code, the same logic in a dedicated class versus in a generic component. Added BP and call it exists on my check with the capsule and something stops overlapping with the capsule. Now the problem here is to something is know what are the things that are in range that we can interact in range, and this is going to be of type actor, but we're going to change it on the top right here from single to array. That means we just want a list of actors because there can be multiple interactables within range. And whenever something comes into range, we add it to this array, and when it leaves, we remove it from the array. So to know when something comes in and out of range, we're going to click on our capsule component. So this is the actual collision of the player. And then on the details panel, scroll down here and add two events for on component begin overlap. Click it again, and on component end overlap. So this is when something overlaps with the capsule and something stops overlapping with the capsule. Now, the problem here is that this is just an actor. I don't know what I'm overlapping with. Is it something I can interact with or not? And here is when interfaces become essential. Because right now, for me to know if I should add this to my array of interactables in range, I have to do a branch and first check. Is this actor get its class first? And then check, is this class equal to one of the interactables that I know? So is it equal to pickup item? And if it's not, well, is it equal to something else? Is this class equal to door? And so on. So you see, this is not gonna scale very much, and then I have to do this check also here again, and the more interact, and now I want it. But what if it's this function only? Exists on my pickup and door. So I have to first cast it to pickup, and then I can call interact. But what if it's not a pickup item and the cast fails? Well, then I'm going to have to try again to cast it to, as you can see, the class how it's going to go into very much and or right. Template going to be of type actor. But we're going to change it on the top right here from single to array. That means we just want a list of actors because there can be multiple interactables within range. And whenever something comes into range, we add it to this array, and when it leaves, we remove it from the array. So to know when something comes in and out of range, we're going to click on our capsule component. So this is the actual collision of the player. And then on the details panel, scroll down here and add two events for on component begin overlap. Click it again, and on component end overlap. So this is when something overlaps with the capsule and something stops overlapping with the capsule. Now, the problem here is that this is just an actor. I don't know what I'm overlapping with. Is it something I can interact with? For me to know if I should add this to my first check, is this actor get its class first? Door, I have to do this check. Of course, I can do it or equal to, so let's say the E key in range, so get 0. And now I want to interact with this thing, but it's an actor, so I can't call interact on it. There is no function interact on an actor. This function only exists on my pickup and door. So I have to first cast it to pickup, to try again, to cast it to door. And as you can see, add.
Sick on vacay? Get meds to your hotel ASAP.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
How an interface solves this issue. Put and click on search for implemented interfaces VPI. Interactable, and double click on the interact function, and I'm just going to plug it in here. And
Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, still taping him up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your arms. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That means she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, still taping him up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your arms. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That means she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, still taping him up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Go, check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? $2 cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around and bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Cool, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? $2 cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around and bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Cool, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I I was supposed to be out here, they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circle. Princess cut nigga what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. Take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Take out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood on. Look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought 2 coupes. Driver insane, just tryna do good. I was supposed to be out here, they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talk about splurting, they still ain't splurting. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? 2-door cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around and bling bling. I might pull up with
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut nigga what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. Take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Take out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that.
Oh my god, focus.
Brand new car like Princess cut nigga what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. Take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Take out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood on. Look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought 2 coupes. Driver insane, just tryna do good. I was supposed to be out here, they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talk about splurting, they still ain't splurting. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? 2-door cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around and bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lane. she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around to bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hiding me, that shit must be hit.
Great. So how does this affect all of the mess that we have here then? Well, very simple. Right now, I overlap with an actor, and I want to know, is it an interactable or not? So to do that, there's only one single function that we need to call, and it's called just object implement interface. And then I'm going to give it the interactable interface. And it's going to tell me if this actor implements the interface or not. And if it does, then all I'm going to do is get my interactables in range, say add unique to add a unique item to this array, and I'm going to add this actor. And I'm going to copy all of this because on end overlap, so when something stops overlapping, we want to do the same thing. Does it implement the interface? Then instead of adding it to the array, we're just going to remove from the array. So remove this actor from the array. And if it's not in the array, this won't do anything, so that's fine. Great. So this is now very simple. We don't really need to check what the class is, and we don't need to do any casting.
I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told him I'm splurting, they still ain't splurting. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around to bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hiding me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Go, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoking, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told him I'm splurting, they still ain't splurting. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine.
Now here is where things become really interesting. So I need to also call the interact function on the pickup item. I need to call the interact function of the, so I need casting. Now here is where things become really interesting. So I need to also call the interact function on the pickup item. I need to call the interact function of the door, but I'm not going to do any casting. I'm going to actually delete all of this. And all I'm going to do is get my first interactable in range. And now, even though this is still an actor, it's still an actor, I can now call interact. And you'll see that now under BPI interactable, there is an interact function with message between brackets. And if you read the message here, it says, this does nothing if the target does not implement the required interface. So by default, it will check for me if the target implements the interface. It will call its unique interact function. So for the door, it will call this one. For the pickup item, it will call this one. And I don't really need to worry about what's being called here. All I need to do is just give it the information it needs. So the interactor here is myself. And that's it. So now the interact function is super simple and no need for casting. And by the way, if you don't know why casting is bad, I can show you a really quick example. Right now, if I look at my third-person character, I can look at its size map. This is what the size of this single class is on disk and on memory. So I can see that the memory size of a third-person character is about 105 megabytes. Now, I can change it if I just add a cast here. Cast to... I can size of a third single class. Look at its size map. This is what the size of this single class is on disk and on memory. So I can see that the memory size of a third-person character is about 105 megabytes. Now, I can change it if I just add a cast here. Cast to BP door. I don't even have to connect it to anything. As soon as I add a cast, and now if I check the size map, oh, I need to compile. Now if I check the size map, you'll see that it grew to 113 because everything, and here you see that the door is now part of the third-person character blueprint. Because when you cast to something, you're saying that this third-person character depends on the door class. So when this is loaded into memory, then load this as well, even if you don't connect it. So that's why usually casting is bad for memory usage, because you end up loading things into memory before you need them. But it's not bad if you always have an object in memory. So casting to something like the game instance or game state or these things are always loaded into memory. So it doesn't matter if you cast to them. Alright, so that was a quick detour, and now back to our tutorial. So let's demo everything we have here. So I have my door, and I also want my pickup item here. So, and I'm gonna go play. If I press E, door opens, press it again, door closes, pickup item, nice, and it prints on top the print statement that we added. And we can also change its color just to make sure we see it. Make it like dark green-ish, and also make it last for, I don't know, 10 seconds. Now play, location, sound. And then when we press E on the keyboard, lap. So logic in my player character, so this is the third-person character. And just like we have a character movement component here, I'm going to add a new component and search for the one I just created. And I'll find player interaction component. So adding an actor component to Blueprint adds additional functionality to this blueprint. So just like adding character movement component gives this character movement, and then you have a whole bunch of things to configure here. Same with the player interaction component. The only difference is right now this is empty and it's not doing anything. So we want to move all of the logic related to interaction from our player class to this actor component. And the reason we do this is to separate the logic of the player pawn from the logic of the player interaction. That way we can build them in isolation, which makes it a lot easier to maintain and reuse. And I will be showing you how as we progress in this series. Alright, and now let's start moving this logic to the player interaction component. And in the previous tutorial, I purposefully built all of this here in the third-person character to show you the difference between what it looks like to add the same pieces of code, the same logic in a dedicated class versus in a generic component. So let's now look at the difference. First thing we want to move is this interactables in range. So if you remember, this is just an array or a list of interactables that we add any interactable to it when we enter its range, and we remove it when we exit its range. So I'm just going to copy this and go to my player interaction component and paste it. This is not going to be any different, so it's just going to be the same thing as in the player blueprint. So we're not going to do anything different here. I'm just going to copy this over. Next is these two things. This is, if you recall, the on-begin overlap and on-end overlap of the capsule component, so the collision of the player. So when the collision capsule of the player overlaps with any interactable object, we add it to the array of interactables, and when it ends overlapping, we remove it from the array. So we need to build this logic now in our player interaction component. But here becomes the biggest difference. Remove this tick.
Imagine being able to build anything. For any reason, in any style, at any scale, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation.
Right now, we don't have a capsule. Here, we can just click on our capsule, and then we scroll down to our events, and we clicked on component begin overlap. Or you can also get the capsule component itself here, and then pull off and say bind to overlap. No, that's the wrong overlap. Bind to component begin overlap. So this is any function you put here in this custom event. So these two are identical. The only difference is this we got by clicking here and gives you a nice UI to add it. Whereas this, you need to plug it in somewhere. So you start binding at a certain point of execution, whereas this automatically does the bind for you when the component or when this blueprint is loaded. So that's just the difference. But in both cases, you need a reference to your capsule to be able to get this event. So how do we get a reference to our capsule in our player interaction component? Well, this is where the function getOwner comes into play. And getOwner, if you read the message, it says follow the outer chain to get the actor that owns this component. So this means that it keeps going up the chain of ownership until it finds an actor that is using this component. And in our case, the chain is directly above us, so we get the player interaction component is directly used by the third-person character. So getOwner here returns a third-person character. But if we hover, the type is not third-person character. The type is actor object reference, because getOwner doesn't know which type of actor is using this component. It could be any actor. It could be a pawn, a character, third-person character, or any other custom blueprint. So I can't pull off this actor and say get capsule. This doesn't exist. So I need to cast this owner to something that I know has a capsule. So I can do something like cast to third-person character. Now I have a reference to my third-person character, which I know has a capsule. So I can say get capsule. And we're going to scroll all the way here, get capsule component. And then I can do all of my bind to overlap, begin, and all that. This is one way to do it, but not the preferred way. Let me tell you why. What I've done right now is I have limited myself. I have limited the use of this interaction component to be only used by a third person character. That means if I add this component to any other type of blueprint, then this cast will fail, and then everything after it will fail as well, and the component won't work. And this is called creating a hard dependency between the third person character and the player interaction component. And I don't want to create this dependency. Right now, I don't foresee a use case where anyone other than the third person character will use it, but I want to have the option in the future. So what I'm going to do is instead of casting to the third person character, I can also cast to just character. Because third person character is a child of character, and I know that characters also have capsule components, because by default a character has a capsule. So I can do this, and now I just created a dependency between character and this component. That means that only classes of type character can use this, and that's fine. It gives me a lot more freedom to create any custom character and be able to assign this component to it. And of course, if you don't want this, then on cast fail, you can have a fallback. Say, okay, so if someone is trying to use this and they're not a character, then do something else. But for me, this is enough. So I'm just going to pull off of this and say custom events. And this will be my handle over capsule. Let's call it handle capsule overlap begin.
If you don't know where to start in Top Heroes World, the Springland is a great place to start. There are low-level enemies and villages with free healing wells. Save Flame Hall until level 20 plus. Trust me, those lava traps wreck new players. If you need gear, Silent Marsh drops poison-resistant boots, but watch for ambushes in the fog. Skyridge Pass provide great XP if you can dodge falling boulders. Avoid Oathspring Oasis.
Great.
she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Ryan 306 in the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with link.
And we want to do the same thing for the overlap end. So I'm just going to also pull and say bind to overlap on component end overlap. And same thing here, custom event, call it handle capsule overlap end. All right, so now we have the two functions here. We can just copy everything here and put it there. But before we do that, I just want to clean this up a tiny bit. So I'm going to disconnect these nodes and I'm going to move them here to be like separate events. And here, instead of connecting them directly, I'm just going to pull off and say create. And when I say create event, then it's going to ask me to select an event that has a matching signature. Signature just means these inputs. So this is the handle overlap begin, pull off of this, create event, handle overlap end. That way it's cleaner, so this is just more like an input, and I can have more space to write my code here. All right, so this, I'm just gonna copy all of this here, nothing different, plug it in. This will be the actor, and this will also be the actor. All right, and same thing here, copy, paste, actor, actor. All right, so this is the difference between building something in a component. It's generic. It gets the owner. It says, I don't know what type of owner are you, but I expect you to be a character. And I'm gonna get your capsule component and I'm gonna do this. So here, the only difference is I know that I have a capsule component and I can bind directly to this event. All right, so now I don't need these two anymore. I can actually just delete them. And this interactables in range, I can also delete. Oh, it says I'm using it somewhere. Where am I using it? Right click, find references. Oh, of course, I'm using it here to interact with it. Okay, I'm also gonna copy this over, just as is. I'm gonna copy it or cut it, and then paste it here. We're gonna be modifying this a bit, but so far, this is going to work just fine. All right, so if I compile, oh, it says I have an error here. Ah, okay, this is another problem. So previously here, when we were calling this, we were passing the interactor. So this is who is the class that's currently interacting with this item. And we say it's self because it's the third person character that's interacting with this item. But in our component, self is not an actor. Self is an actor component. So again, here we can't pass self. We have to get owner. And the owner is the interactor because owner is of type actor and interactor is also of type actor.
This is what productivity apps should look like. Listen, thousands of reviews, they don't lie. Motion is the best productivity tool in the industry. Other apps, they focus on micromanaging you, snitching you out to the big boss about the videos that you're watching online. Yikes. Or they're focused on measuring.
All right, and now compiling should work. And if we test this out, I'm gonna play. Let's make sure all of our logic's still there. Yeah, interacting works. Interacting works. Perfect. So as you can see, the player character now, the third person character, is back to its default state.
She thinks she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be.
This is the code that came.
Don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Ryan 306 in the big ass tank, a big machine.
game with
Clean the whole town with that new broom. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That means she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound
the
still
third
get
person
dirt
temp.
cheap. Told him I'm splurting.
Right, another very quick
Can't be
for
beat, just can't
interacting
be late.
works
Come through like on my
component.
diamond
So again, here we can't
moonwalk on the bitch.
pass self. We have to get owner,
Bitch, I might
and the
be
owner
sipping heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-door coupe, it might be tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. It's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean.
owner
That
is
shit must be hit.
out. So I'm gonna play interacting. Let's make sure all of our logic compiling should work.
Oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car nigga that iPhone ring. I come around a bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. It's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't high as me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Go, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went change, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car nigga that iPhone ring. I come around a bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. It's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't high as me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Go, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went change, I could've bought two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city in a big ass tank, a big
work. And if we test this out, I'm gonna play. Let's make sure all of our logic's still there. Yeah, interacting works. Interacting works. Perfect. So as you can see, the player character now, the third person character, is back to its default state. This is the code that came with the third person template, and I didn't add anything. All I did was simply add this component. So if I delete it now, I'm just gonna delete this component, and I'm gonna try to interact. Nothing happens, of course, because there is no logic for interaction. And just by adding this component and doing nothing else, I now am able to interact. Right, another very quick improvement I want to make is our input. So instead of this keyboard action that I'm hard coding here, I want to replace this with the input action system. So I'm going to go to my third person folder, input and actions. Here is where we have the input actions that come with the third person template. So I'm going to right click and search for input action and choose this one and name it IA for input action underscore interact. So right now I'm not going to change any of the triggers or modifiers, so I'm going to keep those as is, but we are going to be modifying them in the next part. But what we do need to do is map this action to a key, and we do this in this input mapping context, so also in the third person input folder. And I'm going to click this plus icon, and I'm going to search for my interact action. And if I expand this, now I want to assign a key that triggers this action. So I'm just going to click on this keyboard icon, which now records what I press on my keyboard, and I'm just going to press E. And of course, you can do the same. You can add another one for a gamepad and so on. For now, I'm just going to use this one keyboard action. All right, so now when I press E on the keyboard, it triggers this input action. And now back in my player interaction component, I'm going to delete this E key and search for IA interact, this one. And I'm not going to do it on trigger. Because right now triggered is going to be called multiple times as like on tick while the key is pressed. So I'm going to do it on start, which will only be called once. But again, we're going to be diving into more details about this input action in the next part.
Just one more screenshot, and this SOP is finally done.
But for now,
she thinks she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. It's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald Bugatti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not the barbers to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Go, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoking, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talk about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. It's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit. That might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank.
oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like Princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald Bugatti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not the barbers to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Go, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoking, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talk about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause of IG. A trippin' bitch I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could about two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talk about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. I'm not come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
Oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could about two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talk about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. I'm not come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, speaking nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That means she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause of IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? $2 cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That means she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause of IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? $2 cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talking about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on a bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around and bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hiding me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape him up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could about two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talking about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on a bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around and bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hiding me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch, now I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape him up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could about two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talking about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on a bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A tripping, bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. now I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could about two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talking about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
Oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald Bugatti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could about two cool. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Talking about splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. Trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sippin' no clean clean. That shit must be hit.
oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald Bugatti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That means she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put her on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That means she standing working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circuits. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tinted cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, a big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, still tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town. Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. She tryna do vote, I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around the bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, focus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. She tryna do vote, I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nice. Moonwalk on a bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking of. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like on Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around with bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. I ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
oh my god,
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, yeah. Brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch ain't bad, your head just pump. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I'ma keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking of. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought two cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call it community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes you stand and work. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting the dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like on Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? Two-dog cope, it might be intended cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid, can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around to bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Take out that BBL, you done. Go, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood on. Look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought 2 coupe. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu. Really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? 2-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around to bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit.
Oh my god, Hocus.
JD, what's the word, nigga? Go. Yeah, brand new car like princess cut, nigga, what? Emerald spaghetti cuts. I take a bitch now, I take my cup. He not a barber, to tape them up. This nigga falling in love with her. Yeah, gang shit till I go under. That's why the brand new car say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pump. Take out that BBL, you done. Go, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood on. Look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought 2 coupe. Driver insane, just tryna do what I was supposed to be. I hate they took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, Hulu. Really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working. That makes she stand and working. I'm the one give her a plan and purpose. I'm ballin', I should be playing the circus. We buy his body, I plan that purchase. Ain't got a pound, still getting it dirt cheap. Told them I'm splurting, they still ain't splurging. Can't be good, niggas can't be like. Don't know I come through like I'm Mikey. Diamond glove, dressed nicely. Moonwalk on the bitch, she thinks she famous cause her IG. A trippin' bitch, I might be. We sip heavy, don't sip lightly. Who that? 2-dog cope, it might be. Tenant cruising, yeah, that might be me. Bulletproof the truck, boy, don't be stupid. Can't nothing affect this thing. Riding through your city, the big ass tank, a big machine. I see red to green. Money car, nigga, that iPhone ring. I come around to bling bling. I might pull up with ling ling. There's some pharmacy green lean. If you knock, you can suck my dick. They ain't even sipping no clean clean. Ain't hide me, that shit must be hit. brand new car, say, bitch, you ain't bad, your head just pumped. Check out that BBL, you done. Goop, really need to check your lungs. I don't keep smoke, can't clean that up. I get a case of lawyer, beat it up. Bitch, a little foreign, she don't speak of nothing. Shut the fuck up, nigga, speaking up. It's solitaire, I don't hear that blood, I don't look like Fruit Loops. I went changed, I could've bought 2 cool driver insane. Just tryna do what I was supposed to be out here. They took that boy too soon. Keep buying clips, really pop out every blue moon. Clean the whole town with that new room. Call the community service. Put it on the loop or search. Like fucking tell her the Uber ain't working.